All right, so we have another preview for our new comic, so Batman Noel. And this came out a couple hours ago as far as the announcement, but this is my first time seeing it. So here's my first reactions to it because I have no idea. All right, 'tis the season. The week's comic adventure is Batman Noel, a holiday themed comic, which will be released tomorrow. In the meantime, here is our comic preview. Batman patrols the streets of Gotham during the holidays. What trouble will he find along the way? Will he be tactical or direct? Oh my god, it's another door. Anyway. Start of the game, draw an extra card, and charge Batman. Smash the barricade, take an indirect approach. Makeshift barricade. Okay. Guard can attack. Which gadget will you take into battle? What strategy should Batman employ against the thief? Interrogate. Deal 1 damage to an enemy recruit. Pursue the lead. 3 cards from the top of your deck. Okay. Tracking device. Oh, that's all. Oh, it's a gadget. Man, too bad it's not an actual real gadget. A new gadget comes into the game? Oh my god, people will be up in arms. Charge Batman, then track a random recruit in the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck. When they're drawn, create a tracking device in your hand. Oh, so basically it keeps going over and over again. Right, you could charge Batman over and over. Yeah, this is a real card. People will be up in arms. Oh, they'll be like, it's too OP. All right. Who will you visit? Oh, Superman's involved. Who do Superman and Batman visit? A mother reading her daughter a bedtime story? A child giving her grandparents a gift? A couple talking in the park? Oh, okay. That will definitely be dependent on what upgrades they give me, because... Alright. Sometimes I think that helping people, saving people, can be just as easy as showing them your face. The face of someone exactly like them. Yeah, we're just gonna break into this mother's house. It'd be like, hey, what's up? I'm Batman. Oh, you're reading a bedtime story? Hey, it's okay. Anyway, all right, the reward. Humbug, Catwoman card back, 1,000. Oh, finally the card back. Man, this card back has actually been teased a while ago. I was wondering how it's going to be implemented. Humbug. Your opponent can't play actions next turn. Draw a card. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, that's good that it draws a card. Might be expensive, though. Like a back computer, of course, draws 2 cards. So instead of 2 cards, you're drawing 1 card. And then the other, you're denying your opponent from playing action. I think that might be interesting in the future, but I don't know if it's that good right now. Because, of course, the way that this meta is, it may be good against, like, I don't know, like Shazam, like energy, but against, like, might, and then against, like, certain regions it'd be good against, and then certain regions it wouldn't be. Which, I don't know if that's going to be worth a slot. But that's cool, we get this Catwoman card back for free. I guess the thief that we're tracking down is Catwoman or something, or at some point. Humbug is a rare action that entirely prevents opponents from playing action cards. For those wondering, what happens when the opponent plays a card like Timothy Hunter or Ventriloquist? The opponent can play those cards, but the actions they typically generate won't be created. Yeah, Shazam, players beware, Humbug is coming for you. Yeah, but that's definitely not the... That's not the counter to Shazam that we want. I don't know. I think silver might be a little too expensive for it, almost. Like, I don't really see how this would slot in. Like, maybe it's, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly in Hearthstone, there was, cards like this weren't really played that much. Of course, there was Loatheb that would basically make their actions more expensive. But Loatheb was a unit, legendary unit at that, and it was like a body that did stuff to their actions, so he was played. But the card itself, I don't think is good enough to be put into a deck, because, I mean, to be honest, nowadays, deck limits have been so tight and so finite that it's kind of like, I don't know what, I don't think there's a card that I would want to get rid of just to play this. Like, honestly, even Arrest, I would rather have than this, because at least Arrest would deal with something that's immediately on the board, and they would have to replay again. But, like, it can't really, it will be a lot harder to predict. Of course, there's, like, for example, let's say you go first and you assume your opponent might have Constantine and such. I mean, honestly, this feels like it would really disrupt energy more than anything else. Like, energy, of course, has a lot of different actions they would undo. I guess if you suspect that with Joker, Batgirl, if you think they're gonna jailbreak, then you could play this. But honestly, even that's not that bad, because even if they had jailbreak, they were just like, oh, well, I can't jailbreak, I'll use Black Manta or Parasite. I don't think it's strong enough right now. It's like a Mercy Grace, but an investment instead of a body. Right. Loatheb was a 5/5 for 5. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Loatheb was definitely something that was way powerful because it was a body that did disruption with actions. Like, if this was attached to a unit, then I think it would be really good. Because then on the downside, if it's attached to a unit, like if some type of recruit had this power, then it's like, oh, well, at least I have a body on the board to attack with. That would be way better. Sounds like a fun card, though. I mean, yeah, I think it will be fun, but the way this game is, you don't know if it actually works or not, right? Like, you play this card, and then what? Your opponent plays units next turn, so you're sitting there like, huh, I wonder if it actually did anything. But at least I drew a card, I guess, but still. Like, question would be better, right? Because at least the question, if you wanted to use this just to draw a card, you might as well play question, who's cheaper. And even then, it's like, yeah, it's like, if this had an effect, like, imagine this. If you play this card and it would mark the opponent's cards that were actually actions. Now, that might be a little too much intel, but like, I don't know. Like, for example, you see their hand and they have 4 cards, and then you play this and their 4 cards turn purple or something. Then you'd be like, oh snap, this card was really good because it disrupted all their actions that they would have played. But the way that it is now, you play it, you don't even know if it was good or not. You have no idea. I mean, there's chances to experiment, but overall, the way that it is, I don't think it's going to be that good. Maybe in the future, if there's definitely a meta where there's a lot of actions, a lot of good actions, but it's going to be hard to really predict that meta, because this card is definitely going to be better for the more experienced players, but then the more experienced that you are at this game, a lot of the times you're going to end up just putting something else that's going to win you the game more than this. But it is what it is. I will say that there is going to probably be clips of people forgetting that they were humbugged, and then they play stuff like Amethyst, or they do play Timothy Hunter or Jailbreak. They try to play cards that have some type of effect afterwards, and then they're like, wait, why isn't it working? I will wait those clips. But aside from that, I don't think this card is strong enough. So this card, that for those that are wondering, hey, I thought this was going to be the next comic with the Birds of Prey thing, that it was changed. So now this no longer says set coming, you know, from the reward from comic, Birds of Prey, whatever. Now it just says atomization. So basically, this is specifically a card. In order to get it, you must atomize for it, which, as you can see, I've already created. Or I already created a copy of it because I was like, oh, well, I was going to wait till I get it for free, but then once it was changed through an update, that is like, oh, okay, well, then I guess I'll just craft it. So just in case there's anyone that's like, hey, wait a minute, I thought you said last week. It's like, you know what? Covering all bases.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.